Hello guys, welcome to Zip Code, and today we'll be looking at another cup of code. Just wanted to do a quick one just to showcase how you can integrate your Ionic mobile app with a dashboard backend API on your microservices using Springboot. So without wasting any of your time, if you're keeping up with this project, you would know how far we are now with our banking application. And if you are seeing this video for the first time, please note that there is a series that is linked to this video, and please do check it out to see the beginning of this project and how we've been developing it with a mobile front end. So this is an online banking application that we're creating here. It's a full stack. It has the back end Spring Boot and front end Ionic mobile app. So without wasting any time, let's get right into it. So now we just want to showcase the dashboard controller, which is what we have here. We have an address controller, and our request mapping is dashboard, and we just add some dependency injection right here of our entity account service, which is basically holding our business logic. And what we have is just one HTTP method here that just gets that does a get mapping, and it has our response body for the dashboard. So if we want to see this in action, let me just show you here. Let's just log in with the user that we have. So we're gonna log in with the YouTube 123 YouTuber user, and let's just log in with that guy. Let me see. Let me just start up the application. Okay, and just run that. Okay, so it's launching that, and let's check if our DB container is up. So our DB container zip code Postgres, so that's fine, and then the application should be fine. All right, let's just go and log in here. Let's see what's up. Completed initialization. Okay, so get started. That started, right? So now let's just log in, and it should be fine, right? Okay, now the application is fine, and we are basically taking the JWT token. So let's just add that to the authentication header right here, our bearer token. Let's add it there, and let's just save that. Then now we want to go to dashboard. So this is basically the dashboard endpoint, and we want to see what we have. So this is the response. So we have account type, which is current, and then we have the balance, and we have overdraft, which is 100,000 over there. And as you can see, there's not a lot happening here. Our response body is just a response entity of object, and it has dashboard as the title or the message over there, and then it has the response code or the status code of OK, and then we're just getting the account balance, and in the account balance we're just getting this data right here. So because this is a dashboard, we would be adding we will be adding more. So let me show you the front end of the application, of the mobile application. So let's just do YouTuber. Let me switch off any breakpoints, and let's just do YouTuber 123, and then let's do password 1, and then let's log in. Okay, all right, so now we have our dashboard right here, and you can see the current balance is 409,600. That's what we have. And we also have like recent transactions, and you can see just a few here, and then we can also like see recent messages or notifications, things like that. We would want to see also within the dashboard. So this data would need to be filtered from the dashboard, filtered from the API and fed into the mobile app dashboard. So for now, as you can see in the API, we're only just doing the account balance, and that's basically what we have, and we will be adding more into it. So for now, let's just look at how we do that and integrate with this particular API right here. So let's go to our front end mobile app, and the way that we do this is basically we'd need a service. So we need to create a service, and the way that you create a service in Angular Ionic is basically, let me just stop the application. It's basically something like ng generate service and then the service name. But if you want the service, so let's say test service, then we would have a test service. But if you want the service to be in a folder, you would give the folder a name like business services, like we have here. We have business and we have services, and then would specify test service, and then to create that particular service in that particular folder within our application. So as you would know if you're following up that we are using Angular, so basically this is the command that you need to generate a new service. So for us, we generated a dashboard service just like that, and then it will give us or scaffold the dashboard service right here like we have now. So if we take a look at the dashboard service like we have here, let's just see what we have. So in the class, we have that particular constant, which is the API URL as it is defined in our environment variables. And that's basically the backend API, the base URL for the backend API, which is that microservice in Spring Boot. So that's basically what we have, and then we have our constructor, and we only have one parameter in the constructor, which is HTTP client, to perform all our HTTP calls and basically interact with our backend over there. So then we have our dashboard function right here, which is of type promise, and the response type is any. And what we do here is just do a HTTP get, and we pass in the endpoint that we're pointing to, and we obviously need to transform that to a promise and then get the response back right here on the param, and of type any as well. And then that particular response, we know that it's going to come in as a response entity that we defined in our application that looks like that, and we only want to take the data component of that particular response. So that's why here on the return we just say response.data as dashboard response, and the dashboard response, if we go to it, you'd see it has account balance and overdraft, just like we have right here. So we have all of these, and they are defined in our DTO right here. So now that is out the way, then what we want to do is also catch any exceptions that will be thrown when we try to hit this endpoint right here. So what we do is just do a catch right here, and this dot handle error, and that particular error, whatever it is, going to be handled over here, and however way you want to handle it. And we just do a console log of service exception, and then we just just display the message of that particular exception to know what actually happened. If the API is down or things like that, we would want to know right there. So now that this is has been defined, and it's just straight to the point, simple and straightforward. And in a similar fashion, what we would have is a profile service, a settings service, and a transact service. So these services you would see in the next coming videos how we would integrate with the profile and then display the profile page right here. So you can see we have we have profile within the front end, and we also have more on the menu side. So you'd want to see like pay or transact and things like that. You would get to see as we go on with the application. So these services will basically be interacting with a lot of the backend stuff. So with profile, we already have it right here. So if I say get profile, so let's see here. Uh, Profile doesn't even actually need a body. I can just remove that because I just want to get the user profile, and that's it. So as you can see, we get the data like the user ID, the entity number, first name, last name, email, and mobile. So things like that you would want to know. So basically this is the logged in user, and you get the profile details as you do here. So these will be integrating with as well, so you'd get to see this in action as we go on with the application. And now that we've defined this particular service, the dashboard, now let's see how the front end gets to display the details that we get from the API. So now we go to dashboard, which is basically tab 1, and tab 1 has the dashboard front end. So we have a payload here that we expect to have, which is of type dashboard response, and we basically in a constructor we have one parameter which is dashboard service that has the dashboard API, and then from that we do an ng on init, and then in that particular ng on init we call the dashboard service the dashboard method, which then gives us a response of type any, and that payload we just say it's equal to response, and we know the payload is of type dashboard response, and we have the response right there. So once we have this, we then do a then we go to the template as defined in our template URL right here, which is page.html. So we go to the template, and in our template what we want to display for now is just the balance, and we can basically see that in action right there. So, and also the card subtitle, as you can see now, it's current balance. So let's just go back to the app. So you see current balance. So we can basically here even go further to, instead of just saying current balance, we can just say payload dot account, then to give us the account name and just say balance, and then we can control what account we want to show based on the API, the back end, instead of messing with the front end as we did there. So that is fine, and this should be fine as well. And then now let's go back to the application. Let's see. Okay, the application is down, so let's just sort this out. Let's take this, let's just do an Ionic serve, and then it should give us the application in a few seconds right here. So once we have the dashboard integration sorted, we can then be able to call any um, or display any of the information within our dashboard right here based on the data that we share from the API itself over here. So we'll be adding more here, especially on the transactions and the notifications. So we'll be adding more of those within this dashboard. So we'll build more into it, and then you will see more a more um, palatable uh, response instead of just these few fields over here. So stay tuned and keep watch, as we'll be doing a whole lot more of these uh, changes within the application, so that once it becomes a fully blown project, at least you were here to see it from beginning until the end. So let's do that. And then as you can see, now you still have current balance, because the account that we are looking for is current, so hence you still see current balance. But if let's say we do a withdrawal of let's do a withdrawal of let's withdraw the 600. Yeah, let's withdraw 600, and let's just send, and funds are processed successfully. And then let's just do bank. Let's see what's going on here. No, I might need to check that. Let's do that. Okay, so that's that, and then let's go back there. So now we're back at the dashboard, and you can see the 600 has been deducted. And also we can just confirm this by checking balance on the API right here. Let's just check the balance, and that is basically gone over there as well. So also the transfer, if we transfer from current to savings, and we transfer, let's say we transfer the 9,000, and let's just do a transfer over there. Transfer successful. Then let's go to dashboard, and let's just check that. So now you can see the account balance is 400,000. Then let's go back to app, and let's just say bank. Then let's come back to that. Let's come back to this. It should basically be picking that up, but let's just do that and see. So now you can see the balance is 400,000 over there. So this looks good. So what we expected, we're able to integrate with the back end and get the latest values from that. Basically, this is done for now, and we'll be adding more on that, and also we'll be adding some responsiveness here upon any sort of change in navigation and things like that, so that the app can refresh when the balance change or there's a transaction that's happening, so that we are able to do a live reload and see the current values over there. So now we need to add recent transactions and also add the notifications. So that API update will be a Springboot tutorial, and I will be adding those on the back end, and then link that to the Springboot series. And please do watch that if you're interested in the back end. And then once that is sorted, we'll be integrating back those response objects back to the mobile app, and you will see that in action. So I think for now that's it, and see you on the next one. Cheers.